What's up, y'all? Welcome to part 3 of how to tan a bison hide. In this next part of the process, we've pulled our bison hide out of the pickle. We've allowed it to sit in there for 2 days, and so we're letting it dry so that we can go to the next step. So once it gets dry, we'll move on. So stay tuned. All right, we are back here with this buffalo hide, and we've taken it out of the pickle and have allowed it to dry pretty good. There's still bits of flesh on this thing, not a whole lot. I actually left it in the pickle for like 5 days, so we're not gonna put it back into the pickle because it only needs to be in there for 3 days. It's been in there for 5, so it's really done a good job at breaking down stuff inside the skin. So what we are gonna do is take this grinder. All right, this is a flat disc. It's a 36 grit, super coarse, super rough, flat disc. See that? That right there will take some crap off. So we're gonna grind this entire buffalo hide down and thin out some thick spots, make sure that we open up the skin, and it will be ready for tanning. So here we go. So this is a pretty thin buffalo hide, so we don't really have to do a whole lot of work on it to get it to get it thin enough. But what I'm going to do is go over this entire hide like this, and then I'll get back with you and show you what it looks like when it's finished. And we might put it back in the pickle. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. It's honestly probably best that you do once you open it up, to really allow that acid to get in that skin and draw things out. Because with remaining membrane on there, it's harder to draw this for the salt to be able to pull out what the acid in the pickle bath dissolves. So probably best to go ahead and put it back in there. So I bet that's what we'll do. So I'll show you what it looks like when I get done. This is what it looks like after taking it off. This camera really highlights different colors, so it doesn't look like this on the screen as it does in person. But I let this hide dry a little too long, so we definitely are going to put it back in the pickle, and to serve a few different purposes, but we're at least going to rehydrate it in the pickle, and then we'll take it out and tan it. All right, y'all, back at the pickle. So I just got this hide rolled up. It's pretty dehydrated right now. We need it to be a little bit more hydrated in order to tan it really well. So I'm just going to stick it back in this salty acid water, the pickle, and get it rehydrated. And it's not all going to fit in there at one time right now. I'll have to come back out here and push it down over time. Get as much of it in there as you can. Try to get all the fur wet at least, if you can push it down enough. All right, we'll leave that in there until it starts to kind of liven up a little bit, and then we'll take it out, we'll let it drain, and then we'll get to tanning it. Well guys, unfortunately it's been raining, so I couldn't get a few things on video, but so we ended up putting the hide back into the pickle, and we just put it on the rack to let it dry, and then it started raining on me. I was going to video that, but last night I just had to put it in here real quick. But what I did was, after I put it back into the pickle, I just got some baking soda, and I took 25 gallons of water, and it's 1 ounce of baking soda per gallon of water, and I use that to neutralize the hide from the pickle bath. And that's going to do a couple things. It's going to reduce the swelling in the hide, and it's also going to take the acidity out of this hide so that the tannins in the tanning solution can actually bond to the fibers of the skin. So we're letting it's still pretty wet, and we're letting it dry just a little bit more before we apply the tannin solution. But we want to watch the edges and make sure they don't get really hard, or this tail. So right now it's still pretty wet. So when it dries, I'll get back with you. Pretty simple steps. Pickle it, and then hang it up the drain, excess pickling fluids, and then make a neutralizing bath, 1 ounce of baking soda per gallon of water. Let it sit for about 45 minutes, and then you're ready to let it drain and begin to dry so that you may tan it. And then we'll go from there. So that's where we're at. All right, guys. So now we've let our hide dry, and now we're going to let it tan. So I got True Bond 1000B. The 1000 is for thinner hides, but if you choose the 1000B, it has really deep penetrating oils in it, and we'll really get into these thicker skin animals. But I just got a paintbrush. We're just going to dump it down. Let me get to where I show you. We're just going to dump it all over the hide and spread it around real evenly. Now, this here is just a paint-on tan, and sometimes I'll use these. Just want to make sure you get it everywhere. make sure you get that tail. We're just gonna gently get it up in there. And so over, the course of a few hours, this stuff will warm up if it's summertime for you. And it'll begin to puddle up in sections of the hide that aren't even. So you just want to come out here and make sure you spread it around every few hours or so. So just make sure that you get a pretty good layer on here, because it's important to make sure this stuff goes all the way through. And this is when pickling is really important, because the whole process of pickling makes it to where these synthetic tannins in this solution can actually penetrate and bind to the fibers in the skin. So you're going to get a super even tan now. So anyway, guys, that's how you tan it. And so in the next video, we'll be oiling and softening this thing. So hope you enjoyed, y'all. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Man, thank y'all for watching.